A very good morning to all the students. I hope every one of you is fine and in your best health. So before we start our today's lecture, let's go through to some guidelines which we have been following since this pandemic of COVID-19 has occurred. So we have been wearing masks and following physical distancing, but somehow we have forgotten all these things now, and everyone is leading their life like a normal we were doing before. But this pandemic is not yet over, so we need to follow these guidelines regularly as we were doing before. So for that we have to wear our mask properly. We should stay at least 6 feet away from each other. We should wash our hands frequently. Whenever we touch any surface or whenever we have any physical contact, first of all, we should avoid the physical contact. But if we do, we have to wash our hands. We should always sanitize our hands. We should wash our hands with the help of soap and water, at least for 20 seconds. And we should remember not to touch our face very often, and we should not share our foods and drinks with the others. Now, keeping all these things in mind, these things will make us safe and our family members safe, and we will not be infected from this COVID-19, because this is a dreadful disease because it communicates very fast and it spreads. So it's better to have precautions than cure. So all these preventions will make us safe from this disease. Okay, so you will all keep all these things in your mind always, and we will always wear our mask. We will follow physical distancing and maintain the hand hygiene. Okay, so these things you will keep in your mind. Okay, now after this we'll start to our today's lecture, which we were doing of chapter number 9, that is heredity. So today we will be doing our last topic of the chapter number 9, that is heredity. So this is the last topic, and with this topic we'll finish our chapter, because when you'll see your NCERT book, you'll also find a topic called evolution. But in the beginning of the chapter, I've told you that evolution portion has been deleted from the CBSE board for this year. Okay, so for this year, the students who are appearing for the board examinations 2020-21, so they will not be having evolution portion from this chapter for their board exams. So it makes this examination their last topic. I'll show you book as well. So this is the last topic of the chapter for this year syllabus, and this evolution is not the part of your syllabus. Okay, all this topic, all these portion from your NCERT book has been cut only for your well, we don't know about the other sessions, but for this sessions it has been deleted. So all these things you don't have to study. You can study, obviously you can study. There's no harm to read more, because that has been, the students has been doing all these things. They have been studying, but because of this pandemic, the CBSE has reduced the syllabus. So this portion, all these pages from your chapter number 9, that is evolution, has been reduced. That is why I always, whenever I speak the name of the chapter, I don't say heredity and evolution, because evolution topic has been removed from your syllabus. That is why I always take the name called heredity. Okay, otherwise the name of the chapter is heredity and evolution, but I don't say evolution because evolution we don't have to study for this year. Okay, definitely you can study the chapter. It will be beneficial for you, and if we will have time, we can take this once the school reopens. It's no harm in studying these topics, but you have to focus more for your board exams to this only to this much portion. Okay, so let's start sex determination. As we all know that a person have either a male gender or a female gender, and in the scientific terms we don't call it gender, we call it sex. So a person can have a male sex or a female sex. Okay, so the process by which the sex of a person is determined is called as sex determination. So the simple definition of this is, okay, the process by which the sex of a person is determined is called as sex determination. Okay, this is a definition of sex determination. Now, we all know that there should be some mechanical science behind this, that the offsprings which are born from a mother and father can be of any sex. They can be male and they can be female. So how do we know that whether the offsprings, or we always think that how it happens that sometimes there's a baby girl is born and sometimes baby boy is born. So that all is depending upon the chromosomes. Now we all know that in the cell, we have also done this in class 8. I hope you remember. Now in a cell there is a portion which is called as a controlling unit of a cell. It's called as nucleus. Okay, so inside the nucleus there are chromosomes. Okay, and chromosomes are made up of DNA and DNA are made up of proteins. Okay, so basically the chromosomes have DNA in them, and the DNA is a double helix structure. They have 2 strands. Okay, and these strands have coding. Every strand has 10 coding is from they are some base pair called as adenine, thymine, guanine and cytosine, which is called as ATGC. So adenine will always code with thymine and guanine will always code with cytosine. It can also be like this, T, A and C, G. So this is the coding, and for every individual the coding is unique coding. So this coding, this DNA has a specific portion in them which we call as trait, or which has the characteristics. So they are called as genes. So we have been studying this. So these genes are responsible for the characteristics. Now these chromosomes in human being, we know that we are having 46 number of chromosomes, out of which they are actually arranged in pair, that is 23 pair of chromosome. Okay, so from this 23 pair of chromosomes, 22 are called as autosomes and AUTO, and one is the sex chromosome. Okay, so now 22 plus 1, it makes a full 23 pair of chromosomes, which will be 46 in number. So now these autosomes will be having characteristics such as height, color, different things which a child or offsprings get from their parents. So they will be the traits or characteristics. Definitely child will have their own unique features as well, but these 23 which we call as a pair of chromosomes, they are 22 from mother and 22 from the father, and this one pair is called as sex chromosomes, one from mother and one from father. Okay, so now this is called as X chromosome, which can be X or Y. Okay, so X, the female also have double X chromosomes. Okay, so because they are in pair, so 22 will be autosome for the female. Okay, and double X chromosome for the female. So the other pair or the other sex chromosome will be double X. And for the male, it will be 22 autosomes plus X and Y. Now why is this XY? So X is the common and Y is the only chromosome which is responsible for the male gender, which female do not have in them, only male have in them. Okay, so when they will be cross, okay, so when they will cross link, so there can be probability of having a girl child as well as a male child. Okay, that we'll be studying in this lecture as well, and we have also done in our class 8, if you all remember. Okay, so these are the autosomes which are responsible for the other characteristics, and these are the sex chromosomes. Okay, so in total there are 23 pairs of chromosome, and total it's 46 number. So because these when there is fertilization, then there is a process which is called as meiosis. Okay, so in meiosis the haploid cells take part, and haploid means they are having a half number of chromosomes, because every cell of our body is having a diploid cell which is having a double chromosomes, which will be 23 pair. But the haploid cells do not have pair, they just have 23 chromosomes, which are found in the germ cells, which are called as gametes. Gametes are the sex cells. Okay, so the chromosomes, now the definition or the main thing which is we know that the chromosomes which determine the sex of a person are called as sex chromosomes, which are this XX or XY. So the chromosomes which determine the sex of a chromosome, the sex of a person, are called as sex chromosomes. And there are two types of sex chromosomes. So one is X chromosome and the other is called as Y chromosome. But the female, now number 1 point, male or male will be a father, has one X chromosome and one Y chromosome. Okay, so this means that the half the male gamete or half the sperms will have X chromosome and the other half will have a Y chromosome. So this can be explained in an easy manner, like the male is having total 46 number of chromosomes, and then it will be it will be split into two halves, like 22 plus X, and it can be 22 plus Y. Okay, because it will be having one X and one Y chromosome. So for this 46 all total chromosomes, they will be 23 and 23, okay, pair. So it will either in a haploid cell it can be this or this. So when in the haploid cell, if this portion if this haploid cell has only X chromosome, no Y chromosome, then they will be a girl child, and if there will be a Y chromosome, then they will be a male child. Okay, so now in the case of females, so female carries 2 chromosome, okay, 2 X chromosome, but no Y chromosome. Okay, so no Y chromosome. Okay, so no Y chromosome. Now it means that all the female gametes or ova have only X chromosomes, no Y chromosome. So if a sperm carrying X chromosome, if we'll split this for 46, and it will be 22 autosomes, and one is the X chromosome and the other again 22 autosomes plus X. So in both the cases, in the haploid cell, there is a chance that all the time there will be only X chromosome. So there is only one Y chromosome which is responsible for a male child. So if this Y links with either this X, it will be a boy, or if this Y links with this X, it will be a boy. And if this X links with this or fertilize with this, it will be a female, and it will be a female. So in both the cases, the women do not have any chance to to give birth to a male child, only the male are having the Y chromosomes which they are responsible for a male child. Okay, so then a child, if a child is born to be a boy, that means this haploid cell of a male would be having Y chromosome. Okay, so now if a sperm carrying Y chromosome fertilizes the ovum which carries the X chromosome, I will explain you. So we'll take first case. Okay, now in first case, if a sperm carrying X chromosome, okay, fertilize the ovum carrying X chromosome, then there will be the girl child, obviously girl child is born. But if a sperm carrying Y chromosome fertilizes with X, it will be a Y chromosome, X, it will be a boy. Okay, because a male has the Y and X combination, so it is the sperm which determines the sex of a child. This is because the half of the sperms have X chromosome and the other half has Y chromosome. So therefore, the 50% of a chances are there to be a boy, and 50% of chances are there to be a girl child. If we'll cross-link male and a female, this is male and female. So male will be having, like in the case of gametes here, male will be having X and Y gametes, chromosomes, and female will be having X and X chromosomes. Now when it will be cross-linked, it will be, the first will be X and X, which means it's a female or a girl child. Then this X, this Y will be linked with this X, then it will be YX, which means it will be a male child. Then when this X will link with this X, so it will be X and X, which will be a female child. And when this Y will link with this X, it will be a XY or YX. It will be a YX actually. So it will be a male child. Okay, so these are the generations which will be getting after the X and the Y. This male and female chromosomes will be linked together. So this will be the gametes formation, and these the child, the offsprings will be 1:1 ratio. That means it's a female, a 2 and male. So it could also, when we can say that it's just 2:2 ratio or 1:1 ratio, the same thing. Okay, so this is how it happens. So we see that since the female are having only double X chromosome, that is, they're not having any Y chromosome, so that means they are not responsible for the male child. It's only the male who is responsible for the male or female child. Okay, so now this can also be explained well, that in the society always the female are blamed to have a girl bearing girl child, but it's not fair to blame them because they don't have any Y chromosome in them. So how can they produce a male or a female? So in every chance they are able only to produce the females, not males, and male are having the Y chromosome which is responsible for the male child. So they are the one only who are responsible for the male child. So in many societies, like in Indian society especially, the mother are always they are claimed as responsible for the sex of the baby, which is absolutely wrong. And many people who are not aware of the fact that women do not have any chromosome in their body, so they cannot produce any male child. It's only the male who is responsible for this. So this is a very easy topic for you to understand, and you can write. And many times I've seen in the board examination as well, the questions comes like in a moral value section, that what do you think, is it right, and how can we save the girl child? Because just it will be a moral question, you have to write in your own words. So this is an easy topic which you can study from your book, and you can write in your own words that because the girl are no less than boys, and we all are human beings at the end of the day. So this feticide should be stopped, and the girl should not be harassed for bearing the girl child over and over again, because in many families, when a female is giving birth to a girl child one after the other, all the time the mother is cursed for that, but nobody says anything to the father. But when we study, because educations impart knowledge, but when we study, we know that it's only the male who is responsible for bearing the male or a female child. My pen is not working, it should be female. It's a spelling mistake here. Okay, so by this we come to the end of the topic of the chapter, and I hope you understood the chapter quite well. This for the last topic, and an easy one. I hope everything is clear, and the cross is also very clear when we have done the progeny and the crossbreed of the pea plant. So this is very easy, and you have also done class 8. So you can also take the help of your book as well. You can see here again the same thing, it's here. So the gametes are here for the male XY and X. They have only written the X because both the time it will be same. So when the X will link with the X, it will be female, and when the Y will link with the X, it will be a male. So it is just 1:1 ratio, and here we have done it also 50-50 because 2 female and 2 male. So the same thing is here. So the ratio is 1:1 all the time. Okay. So this ends your chapter of your biology, chapter 9, which is heredity. And now we are only left with one chapter, which is our environment. Okay. So that is an easy chapter. We'll be doing it in few days. Okay, so till then, please take care and do the question answers of your NCERT book, which I will be giving you for the homework. Okay, and you can leave the questions from the evaluation portion. Okay, so till then, take care and study hard. Thank you.